This Rough Country front track bar bracket is for those of you that have a 2007 and up JK that are looking to change up your front suspension geometry. This is going to raise the axle side of your track bar, flattening out that track bar angle a little bit, and it's also going to relocate that factory steering stabilizer, which is going to help keep it up out of the way of rocks when you're out on the trail. Now, it is important to note that if you just change the end of your track bar mounting location by raising it up a little bit, you will also have to do something with your drag link in order to keep those two parallel. If your drag link and your track bar are out of parallel, you are going to end up with bump steer. That's just how suspension geometry works, so you are going to need an additional piece to run with this bracket. I would recommend running this bracket alongside of a drag link flip kit to get everything back into parallel. If you are looking for a front track bar bracket though, I think this one is pretty well built. It's going to attach in a variety of different locations to the front axle, giving you a very solid mount. And it also does come with that steering stabilizer relocation bracket, which is a nice added bonus. Like I said, this is a pretty well built bracket. This is going to be steel. It's welded through and through, covered in a black powder coat finish. And I do like the way this mounts to your axle in a couple of different locations. As you can see on the table here, I do have a U-bolt. So this is going to U-bolt around the axle tube as well as mounting to your factory track bar location. And this does require you to drill a couple of holes so you have some additional mounting locations for this track bar bracket, making it very, very solid. As I said, this does come with this additional bracket here that's going to allow you to relocate your steering stabilizer up out of the way. So this is a very complete package as far as the end of the track bar goes. As I said, very important to note, you do also have to do something with your drag link, like a drag link flip kit, in order to avoid bump stop when you have this installed. So I am going to give this a 2 out of 3 wrenches for installation because it does require a little bit of drilling. However, it's not a lot. You're just drilling into that factory track bar bracket, and you still can revert back to a factory track bar location if you choose to. The holes that you drill aren't going to make it unusable or unreversible. So 2 out of 3 wrenches, probably not going to be a big deal to drill those couple of holes for most of you in your driveway. However, if you're not comfortable drilling, go ahead and take your Jeep to a shop to get this installed. Even with the drilling, this whole process shouldn't take you more than an hour to complete. The first step is, of course, removing the axle side of your track bar from your axle. Go ahead and unbolt that, get it up out of the way. At the same time, you're going to remove your steering stabilizer and get that out of the way. Then you can hold the bracket up into location, bolting it into the existing holes, using the bracket as a guide to drill the new holes. Go ahead and center punch, pilot, and then drill out those holes, and use the included hardware to get the bracket completely bolted down before you bolt in your steering stabilizer relocation bracket. Once that's bolted up, the last step is going to be moving your factory steering stabilizer bracket, if you need to ensure that you're not going to run out of stroke on your steering stabilizer as you turn the wheel lock to lock. This bracket will run you right around $40, which I do think is a pretty fair price. You're getting a solid bracket. It does attach in a couple different locations. You're not going to get any flex from this, and you're also getting that steering stabilizer relocation bracket, all for that one cost. However, it is important to note that this isn't a standalone product. You do have to run this alongside of a drag link flip or possibly a drop pitman arm in order to get your steering geometry set back properly. So if you're looking to install a drop pitman arm or a flip drag link kit and you're looking for a bracket to also change the angle of your track bar, I definitely recommend taking a look at this one from Rough Country that you can find right here at extremeterrain.com.